Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jumping. What the hell did I just say? Holy crap. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first live beer review of 2022. Hope you guys had a fantastic New Year's Eve and are having a fantastic New Year's Day. But today, we're going to be starting things off with the new year and appropriately with a beer from my favorite brewery of all time. I think it's fair to say by now. But we got another one here from Adroit Theory this afternoon. And this one is from their Evangelion line. This one is Evangelion 18 Lilin. I think this is what they're called. What this one's called. So I think it's the Ghost 970, if I believe. But look at that. I know the camera kind of whitewashes a little bit, but just look at the detail in this can art. It's freaking insane, and I love it. This is a triple IPA coming out at a 10% ABV from their Evangelion line. They made a bunch of different variations of this beer when it comes to using different hops and kind of keeping with the same line of beers and everything. So they kind of have like a same base, but they're using different hops to kind of change up the flavor profile a little bit. So this one is actually brewed with, let's see, it's double dry hop with Citra, Brew 1, Ella, and Enigma hops. So I'm expecting some really, with it being a triple IPA and all the triple IPAs I've had from Adroit Theory, they have a really pillowy, soft mouthfeel, almost kind of like velvety, creamy kind of mouthfeel to them. Loads of tropical fruit flavor. You'll probably get like pineapple, citrus kind of notes going through this one. Plus, with it being a 10%, there's a little bit, some hints of like a piney dankiness just because it's that hoppy when it comes to that kind of beer. But I'm pretty damn excited, of course. So when it comes to anything Adroit Theory, and especially if it's one of their triple IPAs, I know I'm probably going to have a really good experience with this. So without further ado, I think it's time for us to crack this guy open and see what this thing's all about. What are we getting on the smell of this guy? Let's see. Oh yeah, getting like a load of tropical fruit on the nose. Definitely it's like a pineapple almost. Maybe a little bit of like a mango-y kind of note coming through. Yeah, just loads of tropical fruit on the nose. It's definitely, there might be a slight booziness to it, but whenever I smell any of Adroit Theory's like triple IPAs, there's never really a booziness on the nose. It's usually on the palate, usually when it's like you feel that warmth of this going on the throat and everything. So yeah, I'm expecting this to maybe be a little bit hazy. Might have a little bit like that golden color to it, because it's a lot of their triple IPAs have that kind of golden color to it. So without further ado, I think it's time for us to pour this guy. Of course, drink it out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this pours. Yeah, it's a pretty decent golden color. I wouldn't say it's like crazy hazy, but to me it's more in the realms of being murky, I guess. Give it a little swirl. Maybe there's some stuff that will come out. Yep, there we go. Got all the sediment that was sitting at the bottom coming through a little bit more now. That concentrated flavor that I always enjoy. Oh yeah, look at all that. You can see all that like thick and like very like definitely leaving a lot of the sediment there, which I really enjoy. But yeah, still on the nose, getting a lot more. It's like a lot more of like a lighter kind of citrus coming on the nose now. Maybe like a tangerine almost, maybe like a kind of like an orange grapefruitiness. But it smells absolutely delicious. So I'm excited for this one. Of course, when I got some of the sediment in there, kind of brought out different aromas and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Happy New Year's Day and happy Saturday. Oh yeah, loads and loads of tropical fruit on the front end. Definitely get like almost a very upfront pineapple flavor, which is absolutely fantastic. Definitely a lot sweeter of one of their triple IPAs that I've had before. So definitely there's a really strong upfront sweetness to this, which I think could be used with some of the malts they used, because the malts bring in a nice kind of sweetness from it as well. But having all that hops in there, this is a very more sweet upfront hoppiness to this. That's definitely not my usual drink experience when it comes to that. Definitely they have loads of like the tropical fruit notes and the citrus coming through, but usually the hops don't really bring off that large of a sweetness element like this one's giving. So yeah, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Actually is a really nice change of pace from their normal triple IPAs, just because you're getting one that's a little bit more sweeter. It definitely kind of feels really smooth and all that kind of stuff. Definitely has like almost a velvety kind of mouthfeel. Yeah, that's fantastic. Definitely getting a little bit of booziness, not too much though. But overall, Yeah, that's delicious. Absolutely delicious. I knew I wasn't really going to be disappointed with this one for sure. Plus, I'll be having some other stuff from the Evangelion line coming through here within the next couple months, maybe, because I have a bunch of other Adroit Theory stuff to review down the road. But let's look here on Untapped, because this one's a little bit different, because this one isn't in production at the brewery right now. The Evangelion 18 is no longer being produced, but luckily they have one of the Evangelions available for purchase for pre-order on their website right now. And I don't know if I've mentioned this to everybody before, but Adroit Theory's kind of bumped up there when it comes to shipping their beer around the states, to where now you can actually get your hands on a lot of their stuff. I believe they've promoted about being available to ship between 48 of the 50 states. So they have the Evangelion 5, I think, available, which is the Gang Hail, I think it is called. But that's like a pre-order. It's releasing on 1/6, so probably a couple days from now. Yeah, so it's releasing on next Thursday, so you may be able to get, if you want to pick up some other ones from the Evangelion line, you can go over and pick some up off the Adroit Theory's website. Plus, I was able to get one, the Evangelion 4, the Aromas, which I think is sold out by now, but their website has a lot of some of their cool variations of stuff. So if you're able to pick up some stuff from Adroit Theory on their website, I'd highly recommend doing it, just because the beer is pretty damn reasonably priced, and it's just overall you're going to have a fantastic drinking experience. Because unfortunately, with this one being no longer in production, it's not showing similar beers on Untapped for this one. So I'm going to go through, read the description of this guy really quick, and then we'll kind of go into our little thing about it. So let me have another swig. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the description of this guy says, this release builds on the hype of the all prior iterations. Creamy texture body, minimal finishing bitterness, and a blend of fruit forward and floral hops form a foundation for this devilish triple IPA. Forward notes of pineapple and tangerine greet each sip, with nuances of white wine and spice in the finish. So I'm not really getting the white wine kind of flavor. The only thing I'm getting to it is like the tropical fruit, citrus, and then it's a slight grapey note almost at the end, like a sweet grape. It's not real. I guess you might be kind of maybe a wine kind of note with that, but it's like it doesn't leave any like the dryness kind of things that white wine would bring in. Not really getting much of the spice notes coming through. Maybe it has to be from like either that Brew 1 or the Ella hops, because Citra and Enigma probably just bring off the little bit of the tropical fruits and the citrus and all that stuff. So I feel like having those white wine kind of flavors are probably coming through like with the Brew 1 and the Ella hops. So let's look here. Let's look here. With this one being no longer in production at the brewery, of course, I know they have a lot of the Evangelions. Let's see if they have. I believe one of the Evangelions is available on tap right now. Let's look here. So let's see. Are any of the Evangelions available on tap at the brewery right now? So if you want to go over there and get your hands on some of the stuff, you can. So yes, they have the Evangelion 4, I believe, is the Ramael. And then, yes, so that's the only one they have on tap over there from the Evangelion line. So you could still go over there and pick one of these variations up. It may not taste similar to this one, just because after each variation that they do with this one, they kind of change up the recipe a little bit, kind of changing up the hops and all that kind of stuff with it. So yeah, this one's absolutely fantastic. And looking back here on Untapped, like I said before, it's a 10% ABV, and with over 2,927 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.16 out of 5, which I rarely see a beer from Adroit Theory that gets a rating under 4. I'm going to be completely honest here. I rarely see something with under a 4 rating from these guys, just because they try to live up to that, you're drinking art practically, and they do a really good job at kind of creating a once-in-a-lifetime kind of overall fantastic drinking experience, no matter what beer you have from them. So let's look here and see if anybody in my friends list checked this one in. Of course, we have my father, who checked this one in back in September, beginning of September. He gave this a 4 out of 5 rating on Untapped, which is pretty damn good. But let's look and see what other people check this one in, because there's a lot of people checking this one in Europe right now. So this one might be available within like some of the European countries right now, because I know Adroit Theory is getting pretty big over there. So this person gave it a 4.25. Let's see, this person gave it a 2, saying can 5 out of 5, not super keen on the flavor, to be on it, bit sweet, 0 hops. See, that's weird. I don't know how he's not getting any hoppy flavor from it. I don't know how you can give that a 2 out of 5. That's interesting. So, well, let's see. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. Purchased off Tavor, which is how I got mine. Let's see. This person gave it a 4.5. And this says canned on 3/4/21, which is exactly around the same time mine was canned. Yep, 3/4/21 from the same batch. So he's drinking this one at Two Fountain Place, which is a little kind of event place in New York. So let's see. We got another 4.5 out of 5. Let's see. We got a 4.25 purchased at the beer market, and this is definitely overseas. Because I can't pronounce the name of the country. Let's see, we got another 4.25 saying big, hoppy, crisp, citrus, dank, great. Yeah, those are a bunch of words that I can definitely describe with this one. Let's see, another 4.25 purchased at the Perfect Pour, which is in a place in Maryland, it looks like. It's a beer store / liquor store kind of stuff. And then, let's see, we got another 4.25 purchased at Turner's Craft Beer Bottle Shop, which is in Sheffield. I don't know if that's in... It doesn't say like what state that's in, so let's see what else we got here. We got another 4.25 purchased at the Plaza Beverage Inc., which is in Pittston, Pennsylvania. So, of course, with them being out of like Purcellville, Virginia, and all that stuff, getting over to Pennsylvania, getting over to the DC area is a very big possibility when it comes to stuff from Adroit Theory. So you may be able to find this stuff in liquor stores and bottle shops around that area. I know. If you're overseas in Europe and everything, you might be able to see if any place in like your area that distributes Adroit Theory might be able to get this one. But since it's not being produced right now, you might just see stuff in their back stock start kind of showing up from when they shipped it overseas, but who knows. But other than that, yeah, this beer is absolutely fantastic. I'm really enjoying that more upfront sweetness that you wouldn't normally get out of your average kind of triple IPA, which is very surprising, but it's a very nice change of pace. I was not expecting such an upfront sweetness from like the pineapple and the tangerine and all that stuff, but I think it's working very well. You get the hop flavors, of course. Those kind of fruity flavors are some of those natural flavors of the hops they're using, but then you still get that kind of slight kind of piney dankness that comes in at the end to balance out the sweetness, which I think is a really good thing when they're able to kind of let those natural flavors of the hops speak for themselves, but then at the end still remind you that you're still drinking a nice kind of fairly hopped IPA. So let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings on this guy. So, of course, can art. Do I even need to say anything about this one? It's outstanding. They always do great can art when it comes to a lot of their beers. Just the amount of detail in this one is unbelievable. Just a bunch of skulls. Let's see, we got like a sword or like a kind of like a crest almost going through one of the skulls. Of course, they took advantage to use their slogan and put it on like banners on the side. So I don't know if you see those banners kind of going through where it says consume life, drink art on the other side. Yeah, just the amount of detail they do in this stuff is outstanding. It's kind of making some of the reasons why they're my favorite brewery of all time is just because of the can art as well. Just because if I see something like this at a liquor store or bottle shop, my eyes get glued to it, and I automatically want to go and see what this is. Because if it's Adroit Theory, I'm most likely going to enjoy it. So, okay, so it looks like this one was actually brewed at their Vint Hill location in Virginia. So, let's see here. Okay, before we start doing our ratings on this guy, let's look and see what Adroit Theory suggests for their pairings. Because if you didn't know, Adroit Theory does some really cool things where they do food pairing, cheese pairing, cigar pairing, and music pairings for their beers. So let's see. For the food pairing, we got lamb gourmandi, and then used with Amani limes and fenugreek leaves. So they're suggesting lamb with this one. And then we got for the cheese, they got, I'm not sure what kind of Gouda this is, but it's a specific kind of Gouda. And then the cigar pairing, we got the Alec Bradley Project 40 Maduro, I guess. I'm not really a cigar smoker. And then for music pairings, they got Evangelion by Behemoth, which I think this is what this entire kind of line is based off of from Behemoth and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a really big fan that they kind of did stuff like that because I'm a big fan of Behemoth as well. So overall, yeah, it's pretty damn awesome. I've absolutely am a huge, huge fan of this beer just because, like I said before, it's such a change of pace from my normal kind of triple IPA experience from these guys. With that upfront sweetness being there, it's very, very unique. You can't really describe that well about how it changes your drinking experience from your normal triple IPA. And I think they... Okay, Maduro is the dark wrapper. Okay. But yeah, overall, this beer is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, of course, my rating for can art, I'm going to go with a full 5 out of 5. Can art's outstanding on this one, for sure. So, let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Adroit Theory, would I get another one? Do I even need to say it? Absolutely, absolutely. I don't think I've had a beer from Adroit Theory that I wouldn't want to get a glass of it by itself if I got it in a flight. That's just how good their stuff is. So if you're able to get your hands on anything from Adroit Theory, just do it. Of course, if you're not able to get stuff distributed through them in your area, go on their website, make a purchase. Their beers are fairly cheap. I mean, for another variation of this Evangelion, you're spending $5.50 for a can of it. So $5.50 for a can of a 10% ABV triple IPA, yeah, that's a fucking steal. So if you can get yourself over there and get your hands on some of this stuff before it sells out, do it, because they have a couple stuff available that pretty much will tickle anybody's fancy if you're a beer drinker. So let's see. Other than that, let's see what else we got. Final rating. What is my final rating on this guy going to be? Let's see. It's a tough one. I'm going to give this one a very, very solid... fuck. I'm going to give it an 8.75, almost a 9 out of 10. 8.75, I think, is where I'm going to leave it. I absolutely love this one. Of course, I'm still kind of accustomed more of their normal triple IPA style to where it's tropical fruit, nice sweetness, but you're still getting that not as much of a upfront sweetness as this one, but it's still a great change of pace, and it's absolutely delicious. So I wouldn't say I like this one more than I like their normal kind of style, their triple IPAs, but I just like how it's a nice change of pace. It's not going to make it to the point where it's going to be outrating some of the other stuff I've had from them, but overall, it's still an amazing beer. Absolutely amazing beer. So if you can get your hands on this one, if you see it from the leftover stock they did when they brewed it in March, I think it was, get your hands on it, because the flavor just got better, to be honest. I bet you if I would have had this right when it released, it wouldn't be as good as it is right now, because just let those hop flavors kind of incorporate a little more, have that more upfront sweetness kind of just hit you in the face a lot more. So overall, yeah, Adroit Theory did a fantastic job with this one. Absolutely fantastic. So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, let's see here. I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It'll help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. It'll let you know when I ever go live, do another review. I have reviews planned all weekend for you guys, so keep it out for one tomorrow. And let's see. Other than that, of course, if you want to possibly get your more hands-on stuff from Adroit, a couple options that are available. Like I said before, you can go on their website and purchase stuff for them whenever they have can drops on there. Or you can get your hands on going over to Tavour and pretty much signing up for an account. Make sure when you put in your account, like when you're creating one, put in your zip code. They'll let you know right away if they can ship stuff to you, because Adroit Theory has a decent amount of drops going out of Tavour all the time. So you'll be able to get your hands on some stuff that they're re-releasing, some of their new releases. They have a bunch of stuff that go over to Tavour just to have people that normally can't get their hands on anything from Adroit Theory have the availability to get it. But overall, yeah, Adroit Theory knocked us out of the park. So last thing I'm going to say is, if you're looking for like a social media aspect of beer drinking when it comes to, you can check in beers, get badges, see what's popular in your area, see what's globally popular, and just see what your friends are drinking, make sure to get yourself over to Untapped. It's a great platform. It's available on Android or iPhone, or you could even use it on the desktop if you're sitting at a computer all day like I am. It's just a really... Well, okay, Apathy, I think they've worked around with... Because they've already promoted that they can get stuff, they could ship to 48 states. I don't know if they're kind of working around the law or not or anything, but it's cool that most of the states I've seen that normally can't get like stuff delivered to them tried to put like a mock order through from Adroit Theory and being able to put it through, which is really cool. So who knows, if you want to get your hands on anything from them, Apathy Miller, link to the website's down in the description below. They have a bunch of different stuff available right now, so if you want to make a purchase and just see what they're all about, I'd highly recommend it. But get back to Untapped. It's a really, really great platform. And like I said, you can check in beers, get badges, see what your friends are drinking, all that kind of stuff. It's absolutely amazing. So if you want to shoot me a friend request, if you're on there and haven't shot me a friend request yet, link to my profile is down in the description below for you guys. And I would love to see what other people are drinking as well. So make sure you shoot me a friend request if you have an Untapped profile. Of course, you could see people like me, Ian, Wintucky's on there, Kevin's on there, Dutchess is on there, Ranger Rusty's even on there. Who else is on there? Let's see. Sean and Lizzie, the Typhons, the Angry Hippies themselves. Vaping Bogan's on there. Logan, I don't know if I mentioned Duchess already, but Logan's on there as well. But overall, yeah. Another absolutely fantastic beer from Adroit Theory. So, big shout out to them. They are awesome. They are always putting out great product. And I think it's time for us to end this, and I just want to say this. I hope you guys have a fantastic New Year's Day. Hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time, people. Cheers.